North Conway. Get ready. This is White Mountains Today.
Welcome back. We are live on White Mountains Today from North Conway, New Hampshire. We're just currently freezing, 32 degrees, and snowing hard, about 8 to 9 inches overnight, another 1 to 3 expected throughout the day, and perfect timing for a snowstorm, even though it's April 1st, and some people would maybe like to move on to the next thing, but not for these guys. It's the Granite Backcountry Alliance, and we're talking about backcountry skiing and also a big event you guys are having tonight at Cranmore, right? We've got Tyler Ray, Andruw Drummond, familiar face. We'll start with Tyler. Tell us about first of all, Granite Backcountry Alliance. What is it?
So we're a nonprofit, a New Hampshire nonprofit with a mission of developing glade skiing in the backcountry. And what that really means is going into the forest, thinning out the forest, so you're skiing in between the trees.
Yep.
And there's some of that goes on now. There's some backcountry ski trails, but there's really limited terrain. A lot of backcountry skiers. There's a really big energy and vibe.
Yep.
People come up and they want to do that, so we're looking to increase the terrain.
So where are you looking to do that? Because obviously there are resorts that manage their gladed areas and thin it out, but you're looking at taking it off-piste into the backcountry.
Correct, yeah. The answer is everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. But really, we're looking at the White Mountain National Forest. That's our coveted, prized terrain that we really want to get into. But also state land, private land. We're working with Land Trust.
Yep.
We're really shaking hands and talking to everyone and just seeing where the interest is and who the land managers are that are interested and that want to partner up with us and go forward with a project.
What's the reaction been like so far from these people?
It's been unbelievably positive. People are really into this fitness, getting outside, the solitude of the backcountry, earning your turn, so to speak, which really means, for those that don't know, it's you put skins on the bottom of your skis, and we say skins because back in the day of the 1930s, it literally was animal skins.
Yep.
And now, obviously, it's not, but it's a similar type of technology, and it sticks to the snow. So you're like snowshoes. You climb up the mountain and rip them off, put them in your backpack, ski down, and you got like today, you got the fresh powder, and it's a great feeling. People, it's very it's an obsession, so people love it.
And anybody who's been following Andruw Drummond on Facebook, I think we've shown a couple of his videos this season here on the TV station. Thanks for taking a break from your backcountry skiing to join us this morning. You've been out there, it seems like, nonstop this winter. Tell us about your experiences in the backcountry. Where have you gone this winter?
Well, this has been my first real winter here where it's been go, go, go. We've had incredible snowfall that's provided the opportunity to ski the high alpine, but glade skiing was never really on my radar until probably midwinter when we had all that snow from the blizzards that came through, and then the high alpine was dangerous, the avalanche danger, the risks. So where else can you go? And you can, there's only so much terrain in the woods that you can ski that is actually open enough and skiable.
Yep.
And so that was kind of like the light went off, and we really need to do something. We need to increase the options, because there's only so many times I want to ski down the Sherburne Trail or the Gopher Slide Ski Trail. There's, and someone comes and asks me or Tyler, where are we going to go ski today? It's tough. You can't really point them in any direction other than resorts or somewhere safe. So we're hopefully, just give these wooded areas a little bit of love. It's just like taking down trees, moving them, and cutting those little saplings. It's not a really invasive procedure to make these glades.
Yep.
But it was, and then you cycle back and you start going to high alpine again. You go to Tuckerman's and then back, and it's just great to have these options. And every winter is going to be different. Some winters you're not going to be able to do much glade skiing, but it's like you need to put in the work,
right,
so that when we do get storms in April, that we can go and harvest the snow in these pockets where the skiing should be really good and the terrain's good.
Yeah, some of the videos that you posted have been absolutely incredible, but it shows really the length to which you have to go to get some decent backcountry skiing, and even on some of the days, the runs that you've taken, maybe you can see some of the overgrowth and
exactly
the kind of the
sticks to the face.
Yeah,
the hockey mask runs.
Yeah, for a couple hundred yards of good skiing, you have to go through 2 miles of not so great skiing.
So that's a good example. So what we want to do is there's always that. There's the hunt for the backcountry, but then we want to create some options that maybe you have an hour or 90 minutes. Maybe you have 3 hours. You don't have, the 12-hour day. Maybe you don't want the 12-hour day, but either way, we want to create a small, medium, large. Scale and size are very important. So we want to create this network of that below tree line skiing, like that too, as you mentioned. So and it really complements the high alpine. We're really blessed with the presidentials and the open bowl skiing. It's awesome, Tuckerman and everything else. So it's a nice compliment.
And you mentioned you're mostly looking at taking down some trees and a lot of the saplings. As the Forest Service, what's their reaction been in terms of like environmental impact? Or
so we've had awesome relationships so far with the Forest Service, and we've submitted proposals that are going through the pipeline right now. So we feel very confident that the backcountry skiing community is going to see an impact of our efforts and new terrain being developed. At this time, we don't have any projects per se to announce, but they are being, like I said, through the pipeline and being vetted environmentally and through the the environmental process. But long and short, the National Forest recognizes this is an issue. There's an oversupply of skiers with limited terrain, and it's very important to recognize this user base. And since we've come along, there was no user group representation before. Now that we've come along, we're like, hey, over here, we're going to help develop these trails. We'll identify the locations, the elevation aspect, et cetera, and we'll do the work volunteer-wise, and we'll put the time in. And they said, hey, that's exactly what we're looking for. We see it with NEMBA, White Mountains NEMBA. It's we're like when White Mountains NEMBA was 15 years ago.
Okay.
So, and look where they are now.
They've come a long way.
Exactly. Yep. So we like where we're going.
We're talking with Tyler Ray and Andruw Drummond of the Granite Backcountry Alliance. So that is your mission. To achieve your mission, you need to raise funds. You guys have a fundraiser tonight at Cranmore. Tell me about what's going on at Cranmore tonight.
It's wild corn. It's or wild pow, as today we'll call it.
Yeah, no corn. You have to dig for the corn.
That's right.
It's like a root vegetable today.
That's it. Tonight's like a rally. It's a big come on out, get behind us. If you really want this to happen, developing a new trails, if you're into the backcountry, if you ski glades at the resort, come on out tonight. Help us out. We're going to have some trail days. We are going to announce projects. We have 3 big work weekends this summer. They're pretty exciting projects, and so we wanted people to get behind us, but we also have a whole array of speakers. Andrew's putting on a randonnée race that we could talk about in a minute. Then we have speakers, David Goodman, and then a live band, Blue Bus. And it's gonna be a wild event, so we're pretty pumped, and we're looking forward to having a big crowd. We've already sold several hundred tickets,
nice,
a couple hundred tickets, I should say, and so it's gonna be a full house.
And I think we're looking at footage. I think this is Andrew's footage. This is the Ski the Whites video that Andruw, I believe, uploaded to one of the outside television contests that did very well. But is that the Sherburne? Where is that?
That was over in Carter Notch, and this is over off in the Twin Range.
I don't know.
A lot of the slides and gullies, basically anywhere there's a riverbed, you can probably ski it.
Yep.
But the conditions have to be pretty perfect.
As soon as I said Sherburne, I realized my mistake. I'm like, no, that's much too common and easy.
Yeah. But the event tonight at 6 o'clock is the kickoff. That's the start for our randonnée, our ski mountaineering race, and we're taking in about 15 of the best racers or athletes in New England in the sport. And it's a sport that doesn't get much coverage here on the East Coast, although there are 2 series that host races. So there's over 10 races, bigger events between Vermont, New Hampshire, Canada. And it's going to be a chance for everyone at Zips. They'll be out on the deck, and they'll be able to watch all of us on skinny little skis and
cheering it up.
Yeah, just going as fast as we can. We're going to do laps up the comp hill. We're going to have gates. There will be cowbells.
There's a lot of cowbells. There's 150 cowbells. So if you're one of the first 150 people there, you'll get a cowbell, and you'll be able to rage that thing all night.
So
cool.
It's a really exciting sport to showcase because it draws in people from all backgrounds, whether it's Nordic, Alpine, triathlon. It's a sport that you really test yourself and you get to ski too.
Yep.
And Andrew, I'll just jump in and say Andrew's one of the best in the game in New England, and he's recruited the top 15 in New England and Quebec, and it's pretty exciting. I mean, these guys look like they're just hopped out of the Tour de France, you know, and they're all geared up, but they're fast, they're quick. People probably haven't seen anything like this. It's pretty cool. That's why we're really doing it as an exhibition, and so people can sit on the deck, have a beer.
It's going to be
better them than me.
Nice weather for it, fresh snow, temperatures right around freezing, which is perfect. You wouldn't think that this was going to be the case when you probably scheduled this event back in the winter. You're like, it's going to be sunny, right? Maybe there'll be no
sunset,
maybe there'll be no
Bloody
snow.
Marys on the deck, but it's all good. You'll do it in any condition really, and so that's part of the point as well. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, you can see we've been watching so many videos of Andruw on Facebook this past winter, but most of it's just like your feet and all the powder splashing up point of view. So it'll be nice to see Andrew from a different perspective. I don't know.
Tonight he'll be a blur.
Yeah.
On the race course.
And what time does that start?
It's 6 o'clock. We'll go from 6 to 6:30. So it's really important to get there and support the racers, because the racers, it's also a really fun environment for them, because most of our races we're out in the woods by ourselves without these huge groups of people cheering.
And I will say that, so the race starts at 6, the event starts at 5, and so from 5 to 6 we have what we're calling vendor hour, and we have 25 different vendors,
wow.
whether they're locals like Upper Saco Valley Land Trust, Mount Washington Observatory, Memorial Hospital, all these different skiing related and some non-ski related, but affiliated groups. Then we have several ski companies and apparel companies, the Patagonia, Helly Hansen, DPS. Everyone that goes tonight that gets a ticket has an automatic entry for a free pair of skis from Amalgam Skis, which is a local group out of Freeport, Maine.
Yep.
And so we're pretty cool to offer that. But we have this giant vast of raffles and giveaways and 3 pairs of skis. Wow. So come ready to shop till you drop, and it's going to be fun.
Just a good time, and because they're all backcountry skiers. Backcountry skiers are usually fun, so it's just going to be a good night. Hang out, party. You mentioned Blue Bus.
And Blue Bus, those guys are awesome. They're full of energy, so they're going to put on a good show.
The Zips Pub sounds like a good time. So doors open at what time tonight?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. The race starts at what time tonight?
6.
And then speakers at 7 and band at a little after that. And David Goodman, for any backcountry skier, he's what we call the godfather of backcountry skiing. He wrote the first trail guide, and we're really excited to have him. He's a sort of a legend within the circle, and people will be interested to hear what he has to say. And we'll also have folks from Maine Hudson Trails and over in Vermont saying a few words too.
All right.
So,
anything else you guys want to add?
Come on out tonight. It's going to be a big show, and we're excited to see everyone come support the movement.
All right. Tyler Ray, Andruw Drummond, Granite Backcountry Alliance. You can Google that, or do you have a website off the top of your head?
GraniteBC.org. You can buy tickets there, and learn a little about us on there. And we also have a strong Facebook following. So.
All right. Show up tonight. Get your wild corn trucker hat.
Cowbell.
Cowbell.
Yeah, more cowbell.
We'll be back with more on White Mountains Today.